Morning guys, I'm still digesting the burgers, I've got to be honest. But I think it was somewhere between the third burger and the fourth, we had an idea, which was today we're going to try and swim 30k on 3 or 4 kilos of brownie. There's method to the madness, but with all of that said, like, subscribe to this, we're going to go upstairs and we're going to go and pick up a brownie. I'll explain why in a minute. Take a peek. Morning! Oh, boom!
So this is yours, Ross.
Oh, right. Yeah. Karen, you legend! What are we thinking? How heavy? How many calories? Do we know anything?
4 kilos.
That is a beast. That is a beast. That is immense.
You got this. I believe in you.
Have you tried this one, by the way, as well?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Is it performance enhancing? Is it going to improve my swim time?
Absolutely, 100%. 500%.
You're right. I mean, you're hired. Your nutritionist now. Yes. It is day 2 of 48 hours in the fells. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe, because today it's going to be fun. So basically what's happened is, I think somewhere between the burger challenge yesterday, so I think it was between burger 3 and 4 maybe, we had an idea, didn't we?
When we realised that wasn't hard enough for you, we weren't even vaguely struggling, like, we're going to have to add more calories into this.
This is kind of it. So we had this idea, which was, could you swim 30 kilometres on 4 kilos of brownie? See, it's the age-old question that has plagued mankind for many years. We're going to answer that question. Now, the reason being, I'm kind of in this weird phase at the moment, which is just this base mesocycle where I'm just training to train. So it's just like high volume, low intensity, and just like I said, getting back to just almost general physical preparedness as well. We talk about a lot in the World's Fittest book, The Art of Resilience, and also the Blueprint. But Blueprint, I actually brought a copy so it helps me illustrate this. I am here, so it's almost this like base mesocycle. You'll notice volume high, intensity low, and that's because I was gearing up. So I was actually peaking for a particular adventure, but as we know, it didn't quite go to plan. So I've come back round, but because I didn't do the adventure, I'm not in a recovery mesocycle. So I'm sort of in this really weird phase here. So that's where I find myself right now, which is why I'm just fell running, swimming, and eating burgers. With that said as well, I want to draw your attention to, so there was a particular chapter, and it was Stomach of Steel in the Art of Resilience, for those who have bought the copy, where we talk about, so often I think endurance athletes overlook training their stomach. And what I mean by that, I want to read you this particular passage. They say that this is based on research basically from the School of Sport and Exercise Science at Loughborough University. We shout out to Loughborough University. The gastrointestinal tract plays a critical role in delivering carbohydrate and fluid during prolonged exercise and can therefore be a major determinant of performance. But according to a study, many athletes underestimate the importance, and to date there's not been much research on the topic. Now, if you think back to the 25-kilometre swim that I did, I talked about hitting that 120 Gs of carbohydrates on the hour, every hour. That's the upper limit of how many carbohydrates we believe that you can actually ingest. But what this is proposing is that endurance athletes could actually learn a lot from competitive eaters. So that's why, with all of that said, with the teachings of the Blueprint and the Art of Resilience, you're smiling, James, because I've managed to loop it all together, haven't I?
It's beautiful, mate. You just want to eat some brownies.
It's basically it. So with all of that said, that's why, although it looks like, oh yeah, just like smashing brownie and swimming lots, there's method to the madness. And I did actually, I was at Liverpool John Moores University with James Morton, shout out to the legend, nutritional guru. And he was for those who don't know, the nutritionist for Team Sky when they won Tour de France. And what was really, really interesting is they looked at my ability to actually eat, assimilate and absorb carbohydrates, and it was pretty high. We're going to bring this out later in a separate video and stuff, so I don't want to go into this too much, but that's what we're doing right now. And I also think, to sum up, with a lot of the sort of adventures that I do, when you look at the Great British Swim, it wasn't really lactic threshold, anaerobic threshold, VO2, cadence, swim technique. None of those were the limiting factor. It was just after 157 days, can you still eat enough to sort of prevent that catabolic breakdown of the body? So the stomach is so often overlooked. That's why today I'm swimming 30 kilometers and eating 4 kilos of brownie. Was that seems like I've justified it. I don't feel bad now.
No, there's a really famous ultra runner I know, a guy called Robbie Britton, and he once told me, and I would never forget it.
Let me get this. This is wicked. Right, I'm going to be cameraman now because I always love this. Right there. But the thing is, James, I learned a lot of this from you because you inherently do this in fell running, don't you? So like, there's all examples, almost like in fell running folklore, that you and your friends have employed.
Yeah, definitely. And people have different techniques. Like some people, I'd say there's some runners who are almost like the complete opposite. Like they have trained their body over years to not need anything at all. We're talking about a guy called Carl Bell yesterday, who will go out and win a 5-hour fell race with 15 minutes over second place, and he's eaten nothing, because that's his kind of modus operandi. His body is built around using his own fat reserves. Not that he has many of them anyway, but he's so trained in that way that he doesn't need that. It's like you say, professional cyclist Chris Froome. These guys can go all day on very little, and that works for them because that's the sort of speciality they've gone down. But then equally, yeah, there's a guy called Robbie Britton who, and I remember really clearly, he once told me, he was like, he's an ultra runner. He does more like 100-mile, 24-hour races. He had the record for running from London to Brighton for a while. Lovely guy, and he said, actually, ultra running is just an eating contest where you run a bit. He said it's who can get in the most calories. Sounds like a sport for you, mate. Basically,
sold.
Yeah, he's like, the people that win are the guys that have eaten the most, because you get to a point beyond, and it is, you know, there are guys that can say go to 5 hours. You couldn't do 4 or 5 days like that. And so when these guys are out there running for 24 hours and above, it basically becomes about whose body is adapted to actually absorb calories quickest and to put the maximum amount in, because that's what's delivering energy to the system after a while. There's a guy out right now trying to do the Wainwright's challenge, which is every single peak in the Lake District that's a Wainwright, 214 peaks in one go. It's about 70,000 meters of climbing, so it's nearly 8-9 times Everest. He's on for about 6 days, 5-6 days he's been moving. He will be constantly eating, constantly. From 20 minutes in, now it would have just been fuel the whole time. And so that then is training that ability, to take calories on board. And I definitely think people joke about it. You hear little, people say things like that. I don't think many people are actively training this. They might know that it's important, but is anyone out there thinking today's focus of today's session is to increase my ability to absorb calories running? Probably not. And so it's definitely like a new area where I think loads of sports, the kind of really high endurance, long distance sports, could look at how that sort of sport science of food could actually improve performance outside of interval sessions or reps or anaerobic capacity or just pure resilience. It's actually just like, can I train my gut to be part of my arsenal of weapons?
That was really well said. I'm going to be cameraman now. You keep doing this. Do you know what, that was amazing. So what James said there was just, it really resonated with me. So many people, when they go into the gym, I always talk about this, sending a clear cellular signal to the body. So when you go into the gym, what are you doing? Are you training strength, speed, cardiorespiratory endurance? What are you doing? And so few people would go into the gym and you'd see them like on a treadmill just cranking out like 50 miles and they'll go, I'm training my stomach. People were like, what do you mean you're training your stomach? But that's what we're doing today, and it's overlooked, as James said, it's massively overlooked. That will be the limiting factor in a lot of ultra endurance events, not anaerobic threshold, VO2, and a lot of other things. So this is the swimming pool for today. This is probably one of my favourite swimming pools, Derwent Water. We love it here, don't we?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I don't know why I said it like we're a couple. We love it here, don't we? Yes, we do. But rocking on down, Derwent Water. So the goal today is 30 kilometres, but like I said, we're training the digestive system. So in reality, swimming times metrics less important today. Also as well, I feel I need to state, when I posted my time last time on the 25k swim, that was just running time, that was just swimming time, so I stopped it when I was feeding, and we'll be doing exactly the same today. Again, just because metrics aren't so important, really we're just going to try and maintain zone 2 aerobic, certainly for the first part. Might do some sprints afterwards, but again, it's kind of just making it up as we go along because we are base mesocycle. The goal is really just to put a lot of volume in the shoulders and through the stomach. That's the goal. So we'll be breaking it up. Probably going for dinner at the Fell. We're going for dinner at the Fell Pack.
Yeah, we'll get some food at Felpa later on, refuel. I think we might go for a burrito break.
Yes. Well, with all of this out, I mean, because this is immense right now, but I don't know how much I'm going to love Brownie after 30 kilometres.
And 3 kilos.
So I might feel I need something a bit more savoury. We're going to see. This is more training my taste buds as well in my stomach.
Yeah, it's a culinary experience.
It does smell amazing though. And you're going to be feeding me this off the kayak?
Yeah, I'm going to sit on the front and feed Ross slowly 3 kilos of Brownie and just watch the man. just watch. It's a scientific experiment here.
What a great morning.
Yeah, I think water temperature at the moment is about 11 degrees. So it's not warm. It looks it. It's not warm. We're just going to do first Brownie stop.
Let the training begin. Wait, I'm actually excited for this now. So we've busted out a few K. Makes sense now. We're going to hit that 120 Gs of carbohydrates every hour, on the hour, in Brownies. Right, how do we attack this?
You can rest it on the side of the boat. Just take a hunk out.
Oh my god, it's so good. This is my dining area. I don't know if that's 120 grams.
Not very, like 3 handfuls at a time or something.
It's not very scientific. But it's so good.
But it tastes good.
I want some.
Yeah, I'll take some in a minute.
Do you want this one or that one?
I'll take a bit out. That one looks a bit moist.
That is so good. Winning.
Is this your favourite type of training session? That comes up on the training schedule. It's like, yes, it's a good day.
I think I'm laying this brownie on top of the burgers as well.
Yeah, they're still there.
I think my stomach's like, what are you doing?
So Ross is back on for another cup of K, but in the meantime, get me some of this. Yo!
Brownie delivery. I don't know what I'm assimilating right now and using as an energy source. I don't know if it's burger or brownie. I think my stomach's kind of like, which one? Do you know what? Like, and I don't want this to turn into a cooking show necessarily, but can you see the salt there as well, the salty caramel? No, it's so good.
Savage.
Oh, it's so good. We've gone. I mean, do they make these sorts of brownies, or is it just for us? They don't usually do 4 kilo, 3 kilo brownies.
I mean, that's not a normal portion
Oh,
for one person.
you can't get that from the dark room usually.
Special request only, I think. Normally you get about a 4% of that. You get like a, what's 50 grams, like a 40 or 50 gram slice out of 4 kilos. That'd be enough for a normal person.
Do you know what's so good as well though? I think the thing is it's not a hardship. It was like the burgers yesterday. It wasn't really a challenge because everyone tasted so good, and I think it's the same. I'm saying that now. I mean, we're 8k in, and maybe the novelty will wear off, but for the moment, I love brownies. I love brownies. That was nice. That was pretty good. I mean, brownie was impeccable. Pacing's good, hitting around 120 per 100. Keeping it aerobic as well. That is the most important thing. I think now, is it weird that I want a burger?
Yeah.
It is weird.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Sorry. I'd like to say no, but yeah, that's weird.
So what I think we're going to do, and we're kind of playing this by ear a little bit, but I think we're going to do 10k for breakfast, 10k for lunch, 10k for dinner, and brownie in between. But I am kind of, my taste buds are like, just give us something a little bit savoury. So that's the goal, I think. So 10k in the bag for breakfast. Now going to find a burger or a burrito. Yeah. Done.
This is a current state of the brownie.
I mean, the box has seen better days.
Box is falling apart.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But it's not scientific, but I think we hit 120 Gs on the hour every hour. So that is essentially 10k, which feels about right. It's maybe a third, maybe?
Yeah, we're about a third down, probably just over a kilo.
That feels pretty good. But I think, again, as well, I don't know what I'm actually... My body, I don't know if we're burning burgers or brownie. Maybe a combination of both. And then when we get back as well, it'd be nice to look at the split times to see if this is performance-enhancing brownie.
Well, have you, like, noticed if you're getting lower in the water? Are you, like, physically, do you feel like you're struggling to get...
Well, that's what's weird as well. There's so many different variables. So, like, and you know, I love the comments. Like, everyone, when you're all talking about, like, you didn't mind me waffling too much on the science, I really appreciate that. But it's interesting because that was saltwater. It was a saltwater lake. But I was in just trunks. Now I'm in a wetsuit, but this is freshwater. There's so many different variables. So it's going to be really interesting to start looking at metrics, even though metrics aren't the goal. Like I said, base mesocycle, train in the stomach. It'll be interesting to see some metrics.
Do you feel like that training of the stomach is happening? Like you said there, you feel like you're not sure. Is that because you can still feel a bit of a burger layer?
Yeah, that's a good
Hard
point.
to tell.
That is a good point. It's like that nutritional intuition, isn't it? That,
just knowing what your body's sort of asking for, whether it feels like it is asking for stuff.
Well, you said it best as well. When people say, you know, don't eat and then go swim, and I'm like, but that's all I do. That's my job.
That's my life.
I've made a career out of it.
Who am I?
So yeah, no, this feels pretty good. I think that bodes really well. Whereas it's funny when a lot of people sometimes say, Ross, how did you eat and swim on like the GB swim? And I was just like, it's never really been an issue, probably because I love eating so much, but I've inadvertently trained my stomach. That's what it probably is.
As we established, Ross Edgley's superpower is eating.
Yeah, awful at swimming. No anaerobic threshold at all, but I can eat. Right, this feels good.
You're training, dude, honestly. So on the price as well then?
I'm alright today, because we've just been eating that 4 kilos of brownie. No.
4 kilos of brownies, so we came for a burrito as well.
He's like, do you want fries as well? I was like, oh, Boris, you're a legend.
There you go,
Thank you. We're only eating things that begin with B. So we did 5 burgers yesterday, we've got a 4 kilo brownie today, and now burritos.
Well, let's find some bisons, let's find buffaloes, exactly,
Have a buffalo later on there, like that.
I love this as well. Everybody you chat to in Keswick is an absolute weapon of some
Quietly
sort.
a beast.
Yeah, so when are you doing it? In
August.
August? Yeah. 105 miles.
Just tell us what it is you're doing, Eddie.
UTMB. Not the World Championships, but it's a race week in Chamonix, and the world's best will be there, and get to see how you fare and go and experience that. Yeah.
It's the gold standard of like ultra distance mountain running, isn't it? UTMB is like everyone knows.
Yeah.
It's a place.
I would say so. Yeah, and it's going to be the best day of my life.
What's success going to look like for you? Just finishing?
Finishing.
Yeah. Just
If I can get around and enjoy the experience, and hopefully see some famous faces, support my friends who are also doing it. I'll be happy, and my family's going to be there, and you'll know. I mean, you fantasize about that moment, that crossing the line, but just stay present for me and just enjoy.
That's a really cool goal.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Just enjoy it, because I don't want to have to go back.
That's fair enough.
James, this is what I love about Keswick. Everyone's just an absolute beast. So I've just finished the brownie and burrito. Look who I found, my old training partner. So we've seen better days. You've just done a 20-miler.
I'm absolutely goose, mate.
I mean, you did do a 5-hour session yesterday with us.
I did a 5-hour session yesterday, and I've just been out for about 4 hours now.
What's hurting? Your legs, your lungs,
I'm just knackered. I just feel shattered. Like, I don't think I ate enough yesterday.
You should have had 5
I was
burgers.
so hungry towards the end of yesterday.
You should have had 5 burgers
I
like
got
me
home
yesterday.
and then I realised I haven't got any food in the house. I need to come and get some food. So I thought, I'm coming down here to see Boris, and I bumped into you again. I can't get a bloody shot of you.
Well, yeah, what time did we start? We started doing our downhill session about 1 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah.
In 24 hours, you've done about 10 hours of running.
Oh, but it's not only that. It's also like the gradient, the ascents and descents.
Well, like we said, it's not flat. It's not like it's.
We did about 2,000 feet of descent yesterday. And I've done about another 6 today. So we've done 8,000 feet of descent in like. We already did a few miles.
That's like Mont Blanc.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was just like that. It was climbing. You are a bit shaky.
I am a bit.
Like when he came in here, I only saw the ghost of himself. So kind of Coke was the first thing. I was just like, yeah, you look like a bit shit. So.
Boris always tells it how it is.
Yeah, he doesn't look good anyway. But yeah.
Boris knows me probably better than anyone. So when I walked down here, he was like, "What the fuck's happened to you?" I was like, "Oh, thanks, man."
Have you seen him that bad before, Boris? Or was
Oh
that...
yeah.
Oh, you seen him?
I saw him in many states, you know.
You've had a busy 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's all your fault as well.
He's got a point.
And also as well, this is the third sexiest man in Keswick.
There's only 2 men in Keswick.
Sexy. Boris is in there.
Boris, are you the first sexiest
Boris,
man?
you're the sexiest man in Keswick.
Which one? Well, it's me and then it's him, you know. Like yeah, then few more are coming in, but yeah, it's me, you know. Has to be me.
Okay,
Right.
I think it's that time again, isn't it? Look at this box. This box is the real hero, isn't it?
Surviving.
Imagine if you didn't know me and you were just
They can't
came up with
brownie,
one.
man. If I didn't know you, I wouldn't bring 4 kilos of brownie out.
Hello. I think, do you know what's interesting? I know this whole like training session is all about training the stomach. And I just think my stomach didn't need a burrito. You know?
That's a bridge too far. Burrito too far.
Yeah, I think
Famous phrase.
yeah, I think, and also as well, considering I had the 5 burgers yesterday, I think I've got a small cow in my stomach.
I did see some cows on the side of the lake earlier. They saw you and you started running.
Oh no!
I think the words got out.
No!
It was him.
That's 20k done. I'm still feeling pretty good, and the novelty of the brownie hasn't worn off yet. So, what I reckon we're gonna do? Gonna go in. I don't think I want another burrito. Just yet. I don't think I do. So I reckon rock on in. What I might, because this has been so aerobic, I might just like shoulders feeling pretty good. So I might open up the gas tank a little bit and just kind of just make it a bit of an anaerobic session. Start sprinting towards the end. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just putting it out there. My face is numb. Do I look cold?
Yes. I think there's a reason that we haven't seen anyone else in the water all day. Everyone is above the water.
It feels hard. It's a harder eating brownie now as well because my jaw's like wired shut. I'm like that. But okay, this feels pretty good. Have I got brownie around my face? I think we timed it quite well. I know it wasn't that scientific, that 120 G's of carbs every hour on the hour. However, I think we've actually done it. Also as well, I think because it's salted caramel, I think the salt helped.
It's basically like an isotonic sports brownie.
Right, we'll take a gentle one out to the island, lap to the island, sprint it back home, burger. Or something else beginning with B.
Buffalo.
So that's been a good day. We are at 29 kilometers. So 29 kilometers and many brownies later and a burrito, and we're almost finished. But with that said, it's been aerobic up until this point, so below that anaerobic threshold, and now I think it's going to be cool just to put the afterburners on. This is something I learned from you actually, James, which is just that if you're going to do your aerobic session and combine it with your anaerobic session, make sure you do it in that order. Obviously, you wouldn't start with your anaerobic session because then you'll just be buffering lactic acid the whole time. So it's been a nice slow-paced day. We are at 6 hours, 20 minutes. Worth noting as well, I said this last time, that's running time. So obviously today, total time, we've had burritos, we've gone for a walk, we've gone back into town. So that's just running time. Just wanted to be completely honest about that because a few people got a little bit confused on the last video when I posted the time. So that's just running time. And now we're about 120 splits per 100. But I think if we manage to do this last 1K, doing it anaerobically, running at about a 105 per 100, that should probably bring it down overall. So that's the goal. Finish anaerobic, glycolytic, and burn off whatever carbs we have left from the brownie.
I just can't believe there's not been any resurgent burgers. There's not like half a floating burger like, oh, Ross is here.
But that's the thing. That's the thing.
Maybe now's the time. Let's go. I think you should go for 55.
But we said
Go
that,
hard.
didn't we? At the start, the whole thing was training the stomach. And I think, shout out to the dark room and their brownie because I believe it's performance enhancing.
Amen. Well, we said this, right? It's the world's first isotonic sports brownie. As verified by Ross. We'll take it.
It's been a long day as well. Remember we started? It's going.
I want to see your sugar crash in 2 hours.
Okay, right.
Let's do it.
So we're going to give it some beans all the way back, see what the final tally is, see how much brownie we've got left.
Amen.
It's game time. Oh, they're fogged up. Oh, I haven't been lactic all day. Oh.
That launch went past before and had less wake than you.
I'm like a tugboat. Looking at a 118, it came down, it was 120 per 100, but because we added on those sprints at the end, it's come down to a 118. Again, that's moving time. Obviously, there's been burritos and stuff in between. I think that's really, really important to note, because like I said, a few people got a little bit confused last time, and I'm not claiming world records or anything like that, that's what it was. And this has been 48 hours in the fells. This has been good.
You've eaten a lot, you've moved a lot, you've not thrown up at all, which I'm personally a little bit upset by. You know, a little bit of that would have been good. But yeah.
And we trained the stomach. Done. That's been 48 hours in the fells. I don't think we could have really fitted much more in. That's been...
What, are we talking food? Exercise?
Everything. That was all the kilometers on all of the calories. And also as well, do you know what? Like, which is a testament to the brownie. I'm not actually full. Like, I'm not saying I want another brownie today, but maybe tomorrow morning. Like, what do you think?
Well, I said like your dessert. You got 5. Or is it 6 stomachs? 1 for each burger last night, and then a dessert stomach. So really, you only actually filled 1 of your 6 stomachs today.
That's what it is. But guys, this has been so much fun to make, and also as well, I just love, like, again, thank you so much for the comments, just because I like filming these because they're just a day in the life, and I don't feel I necessarily have to present a sports science seminar or prepare anything. I just kind of just eat brownies and just talk about sports science. So I really, really appreciate that you guys like it. So if you did like it, like, subscribe, and also as well, I just want to do a massive shout out. One, James Appleton, Giant Man Legend. Oh, did the camera. But also as well, everybody. So if you like the places we went, in order, I'm going to try and get this right. So if you like the burrito that we're looking at, that's outside of the Fell Packs. That's the Fell Shack. Also as well, if you like the burgers, you don't necessarily have to eat 5 like me. Well, I've done 6 overall because I had the lamb burger today. So you don't have to do that. But if you
We're
like
actually sold out of burgers because of Ross, so maybe give us a week or two and then come in.
So that's the round. So if you're in Keswick, that's opposite Moot Hall. That's the round. And then also as well, if you liked the brownies or the flapjacks or the coffee with the trident in, that's the dark room. So I just wanted to give a shout out because the guys have just been amazing. James, thank you so much for looking after me in the hospitality.
No, anytime, man. It's a pleasure.
And then also as well, I get loads of comments on this. People just saying how accessible are the fells, and a lot of people don't really know where to go, which is understandable. So the fell pack, and I'll put a link so you can see. But they've started doing adventure weekends and stuff. So if you are interested, and you liked any of this stuff, whether it's the scree runner or anything like that, I'll put a bit of a link in because that would just be amazing. It's just my way of sort of making the fells accessible to more people, because I know it can be quite daunting just rocking up and not really knowing where to go. So yeah, I'll give a link there. But this has been so much fun to make, and hopefully we'll do 72 hours in the fells next time you're back, James, and 7 burgers, 10 burgers. That's all of them. 40k and 10 burgers.
Yeah, I'm going to make you double up on them as well next time.
Guys, this is amazing. Thanks so much for watching.